Hi, this is Diane Lovetobake, and what we're going to make are coconut sweet rolls. I don't want to use the term cinnamon rolls because we aren't putting any cinnamon in them, but they're similar to a cinnamon roll, but they actually will be coconut inside of them and sugar for the filling. Okay. Now I'm going to first off give you the recipe for the dough. I did make it in my bread maker on the dough cycle. If you prefer to make your dough by hand, you can certainly do that. Do follow your bread maker's directions as far as when to place your ingredients. Okay. You're going to need 3/4 of a cup of milk, and that's going to be at least 110 Fahrenheit. 1 egg, beaten slightly. 3 tablespoons of either margarine or butter. What I would suggest to melt it and then allow it to cool. 3 cups of bread flour. This particular recipe turns out the best with bread flour. If you're looking for cinnamon rolls or sweet rolls made with all-purpose flour, I have several of them on my channel. But this particular one, as I want to repeat, is bread flour to give you the results the way that I'm going to show you in a little bit. 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and 1 1/4 teaspoons of active dry yeast. All the ingredients will be below the video. Okay, so I'm going to take my dough out and just put a little flour on the countertop. I don't want to put a lot of flour in these rolls. The dough itself is quite easy to handle. It isn't real sticky. It's a very nice, nice dough, elastic dough. Just punch out the air. I'm going to put a little bit of flour on the top, and then just roll it out. And you want to roll it out to a rectangle. Okay. I'm going to use just a little bit more flour because it's sticking here a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to measure it to give you an idea of, and try to make it as evenly as possible. The rectangle. Okay. And let's see, this is about 13.5 by 10. Okay, so around that. It doesn't have to be exact. Now, for the filling, I wanted to get that out of the microwave. What you're going to do, and I just put it in as I have it in a mug or a microwave glass, safe glass container. You're going to put 1/4 of a cup of granulated sugar, 2 tablespoons of margarine or butter, okay, in a container, and just melt it. Okay, so the butter is going to melt with the granulated sugar, and then all you have to do is put it on top of your dough. You can see I'm just layering it on with my spoon. You could use a knife if that's what you prefer. Leave the edges out. Don't go right to the edge. Half an inch, something like that. You will have enough. It might not look like you think you have enough of the filling, but it really is. And just, like I said, just try to even it out as best as you can. I know the camera probably can't pick it up to be able to show you, but you really will have enough of the filling. Okay. Now, once you get the filling down, that melted butter and sugar, then you're going to need 2/3 of a cup of coconut. And then just put your coconut, sprinkle it as evenly as possible on top, leaving out those edges again. And put all that coconut. Again, it will be enough. It might look like, oh, that's not enough. If you want to put a little bit more, then feel free. But this is 2/3 of a cup. Okay? Then I'm going to roll the long end. I'm going to start this way because I think you might be able to see it better. Just start rolling it up, jelly roll style. You want it to be kind of snug and even. Okay. All right. This is when I'm going to bring it over to myself so I can start sealing it. I'm going to roll it over again. Put just a little bit of flour because it's sticking. And then I want to check that my seam has come together. So I'm just pinching it with my fingertips. Okay. Bringing it together. Okay. On folding it, let me move that rolling pin. I just fold it basically like it's a package and square off the ends. We'll do the other side just like I'm wrapping a package and square it off. Okay, and then once again I do want to check that seam. Okay. All right, now what you'll want to do is, now you can get 12 nice size rolls out of it. I cut mine today a little bit smaller, so I got about 15, and I'll show you that's how they turned out in just a moment. I'm just sealing off those edges, but you'll need a sharp knife or some pastry, string from pastry boxes. Okay, you will want to use either parchment paper or a greased baking sheet, and I generally cut them, and I'm going to measure them so I can tell you how I did them. They're about an inch, okay? And then just lay them on your tray. I don't put them right next to each other. I'm going to cut another one here with my string and then just lay them down on my pan. Now you're going to need to, of course, cover this with a clean towel or some saran wrap, because you'll want these rolls to double in size, and that might take 30 minutes. It might take an hour. It really depends on the temperature of your kitchen. But you don't want to bake them till they're, that they're double in size. So you will want to, cover them, as I mentioned, with a towel or plastic wrap till they're double. Now, once if they're double, you're going to bake them at 350 degrees, and they could take you anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes to bake up, okay? So let me rinse my hands real quick here. And I want to show you what they look like once they have risen and baked, and then I put a glaze over them. This is how they're going to turn out. They really come out beautiful. Now you can see about the size that I got on this. I'll have a nice golden brown on the bottom. I hope you'll be able to see that. All I did is I took a powdered sugar. You can use milk or you can use water, and mix it to the consistency of how thick or thin you want your glaze to be, okay? And then after you glaze them, you can actually sprinkle a little coconut on top if you'd like to. Let's cut one open so that you'll be able to see what it looks like. So I'm going to cut one of the ends that is a little bit smaller, because you might be able to see it. It's going to be extremely delicate and light on the inside. It's not heavy or dense. I don't know if you can even see the crumb that's coming away from the roll. They're very, if you notice when I press on it too, how light and airy they are. They have a little bit of a chew to them. They bake up just delicious, these coconut sweet rolls. They're easy to make. I think you're going to enjoy them if you try this recipe. As I mentioned, you can get 12 to 15 rolls depending how you cut them, how large. And if you try this recipe and you like it, we'll leave a comment because I always like to hear from you. As a reminder, I want you to please note that all my videos are only shown on YouTube. I want to thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon.